Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw, editorial director at TigerFitness.com and Muscle and Brawn Nutrition CEO. Guys, I'm doing a series. Today is day 2. I'm detailing my workout, the workout I've been using this year. It's more of a bro split, a high volume workout. Today we're going to be focusing on back and biceps. Yesterday was chest and triceps. You can check out my video yesterday to see exactly how I've been training chest and tricepticons. Before I get into back and bicep workout, guys, I want to encourage you to check out my Q&A link below. Come on over, post your questions in that Q&A link. I answer every question posted. The best questions I turn into a Q&A video just like this, or a video just like this. So if you ask me a question, follow along. You might see your question pop up in one of these videos. So let's talk about my back and biceps workout. Those of you guys, and yeah, I need a cover up here. No doubt that's 25 years old. Those of you guys that saw my bench press workout know that I lead off heavy. And I do the same on back day. I'm trying to save my lower back as I go into a meet. So I've been alternating between 3, 5, and 7-inch rack deadlifts. What I'll do, this is a typical workout. I'll do a bar by 10, 135 by 3 to 5, and then I'll work up to a heavy set. 225 by a single, 315 by a single, 405 by a single, 495 by a single, 585 by a single, and last night I did 675 by 2 sets by 1 rep. That's what I did last night. That was from about 5 inches. So I did 275. I actually tried 725 just to test myself last night, but I failed. I was just a little bit shy. Probably could have easily done about 710. But anyway, I'll start off with the heavy work. Sometimes I'll drop down to about 635 and I'll do a triple or a 5-rep set. That is it for my deadlifts. That is it. That's how I start the deadlift, with some heavy work. It's okay to train heavier on rack deadlifts because they're not quite as taxing as regular deadlifts. If you're going to lead off with regular deadlifts, when I just lead off with regular deadlifts, I'll start this progression and I'll work up to a single, double, or triple, no heavier than 90%. I never want you training heavier than 90% from the floor, ever. Save that for a meet. So if you're doing floor deadlifts, work up to a single, double, or triple, no heavier than 90%. When I'm doing floor deadlifts, from there I'll drop down about 10% and I'll do a set of anywhere from 5 to 12 reps. That's all I've ever done from deadlifts. 2 sets. 2 sets. Sometimes if I'm crazy, I'll do 3. It's worked for me. I got up to close to an 800-pound deadlift. And now that I'm skinny Steve, I'm pretty close to about a 640 deadlift using this method. It works for me. What I do after this is I'm obsessed with back strength. Back strength will help you build a monster pull. If you can if you can pen lead row 365 or more, if you can one-arm dumbbell row 210, 265 by 10 reps like me, you'll be able to deadlift the heck out of any weight. So what I do next is I move on to a row, usually about 3 sets of 10 reps. These are heavy ass rows. These aren't pussy rows. Use straps. Last night I did 2 sets of 10 reps with the Ronnie Coleman dumbbells at the Power Station Gym, 200 pounds for 2 sets of 10. If I'm doing dumbbell rows, I usually only do 2 sets because you have to do 1 on each arm. It ends up being 4 sets. It's like cardio. It's too much for a fat old man. If I'm doing barbell rows, I'll do about 3, sometimes 4 sets. So I move on to a heavy row next. Now, once I am done with that, what I like to do is I'll go over and do a machine pullover. This is something that Dorian Yates, this is an exercise that was one of his favorites. We have this machine at the Power Station. You basically crank it down, crank it down. You can get a really good lat feel. I like to use this as a pre-exhaust for the rest of my lat work. I'll do about 4 sets, and I'll ramp up in weight. I'll start with 15 reps, then work down to 12, 10, and 8. So I'll start off with a lighter set, and then I'll move to heavier weight. Most of them are close to failure, but not really to failure. Now, by this time, my back is pretty much toast. What I'm going to do from here is I move on to seated cable rows, and I'll do one other back exercise, lat pull-downs, lat pull-downs. Now, on one of these exercises, I'll do a run the stack. Usually it's on lat pull-downs. Seated cable rows is usually 3 to 5 by 10 reps. Heavy weight. Sometimes I'll ramp the weight up, start light and go heavier. Sometimes I'll go heavier and go down. It doesn't really matter as long as you're challenging yourself and trying to get stronger. I'll finish off with lat pull-downs. I really focus on driving my elbows back and getting a good lat feel. I'll run the stack on those typically. I'll start light and just go slow and get a good contraction. As the weight gets heavier, I'll move from slow and controlled to more explosive, more explosive. I could do anywhere from 5 to 8 total sets on lat pull-downs. Again, I start with slow and controlled, and I end up with explosive and powerful. Now, here's the tip. Remember, when you're doing rows, cable rows, lat pull-downs, don't pull with your hand, okay? I focus on 2 things, driving the shoulder and the elbow back simultaneously, shoulder and elbow. Look at that tricep. Driving that shoulder and elbow back at the same time. That will help give you a lat contraction. That'll help you get a powerful, explosive movement. That'll help you build all kinds of back strength. So that is my back workout. Heavy deadlifts, dumbbell or barbell rows or pendley rows, machine pullovers, seated cable rows, and lat pull-downs. Now from there, it's on to bicep work. What I normally do is start off with hammer curls. And I kind of run the rack with hammer curls. Hammer curls are like this, okay? Some of you call them pinwheel curls. When I'm doing them, I'll concentrate on getting that bicep squeeze. So again, when I'm running the rack, I'll start off with like 35s, and I'll do 8 rep sets or 5 rep sets, depending on how I feel. I'll start off slow and go for contraction, As I build and get up to the 55s or 60, I'll start to use a little momentum, but I'll still focus on that contraction. So I end up doing about 6 to 8 sets on hammer curls. Again, I'll start off slow and controlled, focusing on the contraction, and then I'll end up more powerful with just a little momentum, not a shit ton of momentum, not stupid momentum, but just enough to keep me going. Now, after this point, I usually move on to straight bar cable, or there's a cable bar attachment that kind of looks like an easy bar. I'll do those next, and I typically do a run the rack as well for about 5 sets. I'll start out light, and I'll move up the rack a little bit, but these are all contraction. Now with this cable extension, it's like an easy bar extension. The cable is set low. I'll bring it up and I'll curl it up here. I don't just curl up here. I curl it up to my face so I can really feel that bicep contracting. So I'll bring it all the way down, and then I'll curl it up here, and I'll get a good contraction. So I do hammer curls, cable curls, and I'll finish off usually with a machine curl of like 2 to 3 sets of burnouts. Machine curl, 2 to 3 sets of burnouts, 12, 15, 20 reps. So that is it. I'm done. I don't do trap work on back and bicep day. I do that on shoulder day, and I'll detail that in my next video. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, hit up my Q&A link below. The best questions I turn into videos just like this. If you've made this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.